It would be a remarkable turn of fortune.
Laurie, as a former coach, don't you feel
Good positives, though.
that's perhaps a bit unrealistic? Like, to me, if I was a coach, I'd have suggested that we want to win the quarter. Winning the game might be come as a bonus.
Yeah, well, look, I agree with you. I reckon I don't comment too much on what coaches do or don't do, but I'll tell you one thing. There wasn't one thing constructive came out of that three-quarter time discussion, and I think that's important. You know, I would have thought there was a lot of things he would have had to be to address in this quarter to beat Corio.
Another three-quarter time score. Thompson at 19 goals, 14 leading. Winchelsea 4 goals, 3.
So they bounce back, the Tigers, after 2 losses. But the Bannockburn Tigers, they need a big last term. They trail 16,804 to 6,945. Start of the final term. Lister up against Savanka. And Lister gets it down to Dwayne Broom. Walton at centre-half back now having a run there. Taps it away. Dillon through the middle. Gets away from Eldridge. Handball. Goes back towards half-back. Bolshevik is there. Ricky O'Toole. Run off it by Ryan. But O'Toole keeps his feet. Does well. Works out of traffic. Goes towards Dabrowski. Now he chips towards Eldridge at half-back. He's got Lee Clifford up further afield. He chips it towards him. Takes the mark in front of Dillon. Just holds it up at half-back flank for the Devils.
Another three-quarter time. Belmont Lions 16 goals, 17. Lead Werribee Central's 13 goals, 7.
Kick by Clifford finds Perkins for Bannockburn at half-back. He chips the ball to Broom at centre-half-back. So they try and switch play. Oh, terrible kick though by Broom on a long lead. Booley, can he pick it up in front of King? They both lose their feet. Lindsay handball over the top towards Dans. Off a standing start, chips the ball beautifully to Bennett, who takes the mark in the middle of the ground. Bennett, long kick, 2 out, Rivet and O'Toole. Rivet works his way to the front, roved at the front by Keys, but couldn't take it with him. Broom. And that's Aaron Broom goes out towards Rees. Does he take the mark? Yes, said the umpire at defensive 50 to try and clear for Bannockburn once again.
Might have paid the free kick over the shoulder, perhaps.
So he has got the footy. Rees goes long towards centre wing. Ricky O'Toole over the back. And also there, Higgleton. Did he take the mark? Yes, he did. In fact, it was Andrews. So Andrews on centre wing. Goes towards half forward. Woods has to make up a bit of ground. Can't do so. Eldridge has taken the mark in front, so repels the attack once again, goes towards Charles in the middle, gets a hand to it, goes towards McNamara, back to Charles, left foot kick around the corner towards Clifford, can run onto it if it sits for him, Keys to come at it as well, Hinchcliffe's there, they both leave it behind, running through the middle, Hickleton goes towards the outer, towards the commentary box half-back flank, foot race between Manning and Giles. Manning can't take it with him, Giles has to turn around, Manning's there as well, on hands and knees, Perkins is there, wants to safe to the boundary line, he and Rickett, close to the boundary line, and out of bounds. On the half-forward flank, Corio into attack. They lead 16,804. Bannockburn 6,945.
So the boundary umpire with the ball, about to bring it back into play. Very congested half-forward line for Corio. All the rucks miss the ball, comes through to Dillon behind the pack, who's tipped it to the centre of the ground, looking for and finding Rees. Decides to play on. In a bit of trouble now, but gets his foot to the ball. Goes towards half forward. Oh, good mark, Burley. Handball over the top to Andrews. If he can pick it up, he's running to goal. He shrugs the tackle. He's shrugged the second one. Now handball to Broom. Back to Andrews. Off the left foot. It's not a bad looking kick. In fact, it is, depending on the goal umpire, a great goal from Shane Andrews. That's his second. And it is the first for the final quarter. So far, so good. Bannockburn in front in the quarter. They're 7-9-51. They trail Corio 16-8-104. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 3 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, certainly.
I had to wait for the decision.
That's certainly Anderson, coach's call. He's asked them to at least win this quarter, so that's the first step in the right direction. They got the first goal of the last quarter. Ashley Perkins looks like he might be a loose man down there, is he?
Yes, yes.
Matty King at the other end. So back to the middle. Savanka up against Lister. Pye throws the ball in the air. Savanka gets it down to Dans. Handball towards Eldridge. Ryan worried him out of it and kept going at it at half forward. Leave it for him, Tom Stanford. He didn't. And Bolshevik ran the other way, and he's not happy, the coach, either. Now Broom gives it away to Stanford. He gives it to Rees. Has to turn around at centre half forward. Go long towards full forward. Open goal square. Coming back to Browski and also McNamara. All through for one behind for the Bannockburn side. So they go to 7-10-52 Bannockburn. Corio 16-8-104 Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 4 minutes played.
So Dabrowski now decides to go long down the middle of the ground. Bennett is his target, can't take the mark. Good work there from Hickleton. Bennett comes back, pushes the ball along the ground to Dans. Long handball over the top to King. Handball to Ricky O'Toole, who's running through the middle. Now decides to kick long. It's going to land in the goal square. Great mark there by Broom. Is it
Aaron Broom.
Broom?
Yep.
Great mark. Broom over Barry O'Toole. Chips it wide, looking for and finding Giles. Now still in the back pocket. Giles of Bannockburn. Decides to chip short. Looking for Robbie Henderson. He finally comes round. He's got Lister loose in the middle. He's got Woods running on the outer. He's also got Ryan running in the middle. Gee, does a good job, the coach. Picked it up off the bootstraps. Kicks it into full forward. Over the top there of Andrews. Coming onto the footy there is Dabrowski. Does well. Picks it. No, almost picked it up. Ahead there of Stanford. And chips it back inboard. Looking for and finding McNamara. He's got King out wide and sees him and kicks the ball to him. Now he's got Bennett running loose. He's also got Manning further afield in the middle. Be a strong mark because Giles was coming pretty hard from behind, but Manning takes the mark comfortably in the middle. Decides now to play on. Across the ground. I thought for a moment he was kicking it to Woods, but looking for and finding Ricky O'Toole. Just held it long enough. So on centre wing, and this is perhaps a better spot to kick goals from, but he's looked for Chad Ribbett, but well, Perkins, I would have thought maybe the mark. Yeah, he stood in the hole in front of the leading Ribbett, and Ash Perkins took a courageous mark with the pack coming from behind. Looks for Alistair Woods in the middle, plays on after taking the mark, but kicked it straight to Kevin Dans. Unfortunately, now he's got Ricky O'Toole on the wing. He's taken the mark, but he's got Stanford coming pretty hard from behind him. Decides to kick now long and low. Looking for Barry O'Toole. Can't take the mark. Broom behind the pack, picks it up, kicks it across the ground. It's Dylan. Probably done that a few times in junior footy, those two. Dylan does well. Eludes a tackle. Has two bounces. Runs to half back and kicks to the middle of the ground. He'll be right next week. The coach has got the mark. Darren Ryan plays on quickly, looking for Burley. Can run onto it and pick it up. He's got a chance, but great tackling there by Keys. He's stopped the run. Matty McNamara picks it up, and now on the turnover. It's come to Corio through Bennett on centre wing. He's chipped it into half forward, looking for Shane Manning. It's eluded the pack. He can pick the footy up. He's had a pot shot from 20
that's a
out.
great goal.
And, well, he maybe could have handballed, but chose to kick his second goal of the day. So good work, Corio, on the turnover there. That's their 17th. 17-8-110, Corio. They lead Bannockburn 7-10-52. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 7 minutes gone.
Yeah, he's a good player, Shane Manning. When he gets the ball in front of him, doesn't run forward towards those goals, and he didn't have a lot of space there to kick that ball, but boot the ball, beautiful goal.
Back to the middle. Lister up against Savanka. Savanka gets it down. Dan's in the middle, on hands, gets it away towards Bennett. Now from half forward, chips it up for Barry O'Toole. Giles comes across, off hands Keys. Goes towards Hinchcliffe. Also coming out Perkins, left it behind. Scramble for the footy. Close to the boundary line. Keys can handball it back in or kick. Kick around the corner, a little bit too fancy. Now comes towards Hinchcliffe. Needs some support. Broom in there. Aaron puts on a tackle. Umpire says play on. Clifford got it away to Ricky O'Toole, who has kicked it into Corio Village, I would suspect, and out of bounds on the full. So
Didn't hit that in the sweet spot, did
no,
he?
did not. What kick number was that, Loz?
That was 14.
Gotta get the
Kick
calculator.
number 20.
Kick number 20.
And about 10, 15 handballs.
Just a lazy day.
14 handballs.
14 handballs. So it's landed up on the roof of a
About to retrieve it very
about
rapidly.
to be retrieved of a shed in the right forward pocket.
But in all fairness today, he hasn't been his silky self today. How's the cameraman go then?
Good to see characters here at Corio. So the ball comes back to Robbie Henderson in the right back pocket for the Tigers. He goes long towards half back, looking for Perkins, Ricky O'Toole, Mullane Grant. No mark taken, play on the call. On hands and knees, Perkins tries to get it away. Mullane Grant through the middle, Dabrowski, Lister there as well. Through the middle again, Malane Grant. Ryan tries to pick it up on half back. Can't pick it up. Coming through Dabrowski. Handball towards Manning. Usually pretty good in this situation. Just gets a little tap as he gets his third goal. So he does finish well, Shane Manning. His third goal of the afternoon. I know Laurie will be pushing for his interleague selection. And for Corio, they're 18th. They go to 18-8, 116. They lead Bannockburn 7-10, 52. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard, 9.5 minutes. And I'll give you Ricky O'Toole's number later, Loz.
I say, Laurie, for the amount of ground that Shane Manning covers for a wingman, he's got to be under consideration because he's such a huge asset. He's got the ability to run off the wing to centre half forward and kick a goal, but had that missed, he'd have been back on his opponent.
Oh, certainly, Eric, and I made comment there before. Some players use a lot of petrol tickets, but don't get the ball a lot. He seems to run into the space, and most of the time he receives the ball. There he goes again.
Well, from the tap down, a huge tap there by Savanka. Manning picked it up, kicks to full forward. It's almost going to fall into the arms there of Shad Rivet. Tried to handball to Barry O'Toole. He was tackled. Now it stacks on the middle, and the umpire will put. I don't know where Robbie Henderson was going, but as Savanka, who's done a pretty fine job in the ruck, comes off, and he's replaced there by Gaylard. But the umpire has the ball 15 metres out, directly in front of the Corio goal, and ball thrown up. It's come clear. Matt Dillon, tackled by Ricky O'Toole, picks it up. It eludes a couple of tackles, gets the handball long to Eldridge, tacks the footy. He tries to kick it off the.
Chad.
Tried to kick it off the outside of the boot, fell into the arms of Chad Rivet, just turned around casually and kicked his fourth goal. So all too easy at the moment for Corio. 19 goals, 8, 122 Corio. They lead Bannockburn 7-10, 52. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. We've been playing 11 minutes.
Well, I just saw a funny thing there before Lee Savanka came off the ground, and he hasn't been interchanged too much out of Corio. He went to the wrong bench. Well,
remembers the day when he used to play for Geelong West out here, eh?
Yeah. And of course, Johnny Keys just come off now. I just suspect Corio
just rotating now.
Do a rotation as Cal Keating has gone from the back pocket to the forward pocket. So, and he used to be a goal kicker, didn't he, for Corio?
So back to the middle. And it'll be Judd Gaylard having a run in the ruck with Savanka off the ground up against Lister. Gaylard gets it down. Dwayne Broom stands over the top of it, gave it away to Ricky O'Toole. Oh, got out of it somehow. Kick number 21. Kicks out wide, looking for Manning. Tried to tap it back to Dabrowski. He might be able to pick it up and gets away from a couple. Oh, he's in a bit of strife. Stanford came at him. He was a little bit too fancy there. Woods put on a tackle again. Stanford's there. Handball back inboard. Malane Grant got a hand to it. Bolshevik against him. Little toe poke towards Dans. Malane Grant over the top. Did pretty well. Rees can break away and go with a right foot kick to the lead of Andrews. Punched away McNamara. Never gives anything away. Now Woods draws a player. Gives it away to Rock and Ronnie Pilgrim. And has, well, I'm going to wait.
He's missed it.
I think he's missed it. He has. Ronnie Pilgrim one behind. Two behinds for him this afternoon. They got a 7-11-53. Bannockburn, Corio 19-8, 122. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard. 12.5 minutes have been played.
The incident close to us there, Laurie, with Andy Dabrowski. No Corio player was talking to him, and consequently didn't know the bloke was coming from behind. And like, that's just one of the areas they need to work on.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. You're exactly right. If it's grand final day and that happens and you turn it over and it costs you a premiership, you're going to pay the penalty.
The kick in by Matty King is marked in the pack by Ricky O'Toole. He's taken the mark, he's just tipped it over the top. Who's he got on the wing? Shane Manning, one step, kicks it very quickly. The leads come from Lee Clifford, can't take the mark. Andy Dabrowski is up there in the half-forward line. Tries the fancy little handball towards himself. Great tackle there by Amon Charles on Matty Dillon. And the umpire said nobody's going anywhere, no prior opportunity. So on half-forward flank for Corio, the umpire will put the ball in the air. 13.5 minutes gone, final quarter. As neither ruckman get to the footy, Eldridge attacks it, goes through the pack, gets a foot to the footy, but doesn't hit it too well. It's a long punch across the face of goal. It's into the arms there of Hickleton. He's got a loose man in the middle, is Rees. Chips it over the top. Rees takes the mark, but he's held up by Corio players. So it's a bit off the ball there as the umpire has put a whistle on play. I don't know what was happening there. Robbie Giles certainly has upset a couple of Corio players. So,
Certainly not worth doing anything silly, is it?
no, not at this point in time. It's 14 minutes into the final quarter, and all that's happening is that the free kick is staying, or the ball is staying with Rees of Bannockburn. Decides to kick long. It's gone toward the boundary. Big pack there. Oh, huge mark there from Hickleton. And he hasn't stopped trying all day. Done very well. So Hickleton on the wing decides to kick it into the corridor. The lead was coming there from Ronnie Pilgrim. In front, Ricky O'Toole can't take the mark, but comes back on the footy. McNamara, just a step, kicks long, and has found young Rickett on centre wing. So Rickett on the wing, kicks long. It's over half forward. Keating, strong mark there.
Clifford.
No, Keating.
Keating.
Yeah, Keating on half forward has taken the mark and chips it further. Well, that was a kick of a backman, wasn't it? The lead from Charles, but it was just too long. It's landed in the field of play and run over the boundary line. 40 metres from the behind post in the forward pocket for Corio. 15 minutes gone, final quarter. The sting really has gone out of the game. There's no doubt about that. But the boundary umpire to put the ball back in. Doing the ruck work, Gaillard. That's, I think, is it Giles? He's tackled by about 5 players. And
White.
Oh, it's wide on this occasion, so it wasn't certainly going anywhere, so the umpire will put the ball in the air. 19-8, plays 7-11 as the ball goes in the air once again. Up high, Lister taps the ball forward. It's come into the arms there of Charles, over to Bennett. Bennett off the left foot, right across the face of goal, and it's still in the field of play. Broome does well to keep it in. Terrific work there by Barry O'Toole. He puts a contest in, but finally it's come to Broome. And the lead has come from Stanford to centre wing. So Stanford now for Bannockburn. Plays on, kicks it toward the lead of Ronnie Pilgrim at half forward. Great slips catch by Ronnie as he's taken the mark. Well, he thought he'd gone around. Now he's called to play on. Leading in the ball there is Matt McNamara. Runs hard at the footy. The defence stands. Oh, Bolshevik. Nice little tap through to Dans. A nice little tap to Dabrowski. Dabrowski there, handball to Ricky O'Toole. He's kicked to the lead there of Chad Rivet at centre half forward, and he's taken the mark inside 50. That was just absolutely classical football. Team football from the half back line for Corio. Pushing, handballing, and keeping the ball moving forward. Finally into the arms of Chad Rivet. Will kick from 50. Moves in. Well, he's certainly given that one a little bit of oomph, and Barry O'Toole's pretty happy with that. The goal umpire's more than satisfied, and he's kicked his 5th goal. So another good outing from Chad Rivet. It is the 20th for Corio, 20 goals, 8, 128. They lead Bannockburn 7-11-53. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 17 minutes gone.
Yeah, I'm just looking over the ground now, Eric. Most of the blokes look pretty tired. But Corio are prepared to run with the footy. They're prepared to make up the space, run up the ground, and their footy all over the ground today has been very good. They team. They must do a fair bit of training out here, I think, because they all run in numbers.
Back to the middle, Gaillard takes it out of the ruck contest, gives it away to Ricky O'Toole, shuffles the handball to Dans, handball over the top towards Eldridge, running at it. Ricketts there as well, kick over his shoulder towards centre half for Bauer. Barry O'Toole worked into it, coming through Eldridge again, handball to Keating, gave it away to Barry O'Toole, into Manning, stands in the goal square and kicks a goal. So Shane Manning, that is his 4th. Robbed Barry O'Toole of his 4th, but he's kicked his 4th, and for Corio that is their 21st. They go to 21-8, 134. They lead Bannockburn 7-11-53. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 18 minutes played.
So they just really show their class, Laura. They continue to get centre clearances, and well, there's hardly a player in the Bannockburn forward half, so perhaps they're just trying to nullify the trouble here. They've got players in defence, no one in the attacking half as the ball goes in the air once again. This time Lister gets it over the back to no one in particular. Ricky O'Toole kicks it off the ground, follows up himself, will be first to the footy, picks it up one grab. That's what good players can do. Hooks it around the body. It's landed almost in the forward pocket now for Corio. Ash Perkins runs pretty hard at the footy. He can't pick it up. Rivet does well for the big man. His handball, however, goes astray to Hinchcliffe. He's kicked it to the middle. It's all Corio there. It's picked up by Walton. Handball back to Gaillard. And Gaillard now kicks back into the forward line for the Corio side. Well, Robbie Henderson didn't know he had it, I think. It fell into his arms at the back of the pack and he's paid the mark. So looking there for somewhere to go. He's decided to go back down the middle. It seems to be made for Matty McNamara. Can't take the mark, however. Comes back onto the footy. He's held without the footy against Shane Andrews, and McNamara has the free kick. He's in the centre of the ground as he kicks long. And it is a long kick. It's going to land at full forward. Tom Malone Grant goes for the mark, doesn't take it, has a wild kick and, well, land just in the field of play. But Dabrowski can't keep it in, and it's run over the boundary line, half forward flank for Corio, who are 21 goals 8. They lead Bannockburn 7 goals 11, and it's 20 minutes into the final quarter.
So boundary throwing, Gaylard comes across for Corio to do the ruck work against Lister. Boundary umpire throws the ball in. Lister in front. Gaylard now works his way to the front. Lister double-hander down towards Pilgrim. Getting a quick kick was Malone Grant, but taking the mark was Clifford, called to play on. Chips the ball back to centre half forward to Charles over the head of Rees. And Charles has taken the mark. Plays on quickly. Gives it a Bolchevac. Off a step right foot kick towards the right forward pocket. Perkins should be able to take the mark and does so. And we'll try and repel the attack again for Bannockburn. Goes long towards the half-back flank, looking for Andrews in front. Walton, Rees there as well, handball.
Oh, that's got to be dangerous.
For the safety of the boundary line. And Woods and also Lazarick see it over for a throw-in, still on half-forward.
Do you think that's flooding?
It's a negative handball though, Laurie. Like he had 3 or 4 teammates there, but he went for the boundary. Like it's
well, I think
negative.
they've decided now they're going to try and not let this game blow out anymore.
So the ball from the ruck contest towards Charles. Rees runs onto it. Charles kicks it off the ground. Malone Grant. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can, but a great tackle from Barry O'Toole. Now comes towards Perkins. Slips over at the crucial stage. Handball to nobody in particular. Clifford might sit for Dillon, who runs through centre half back. Takes a bounce. Pretty open forward line. Dillon draws a player. Gives it to Andrews at centre half forward. Now he can run in. Open goal square. 45 and closing. Left foot kick. I'm waiting for the goal umpire. I think it's through. Yes, it is. Shane Andrews has kicked his third. And the 8th for Bannockburn. They go to 8:11:59, but they trail Corio 21-8, 134. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 21.5 minutes played.
So just on a rare occasion when they're able to turn the ball over Bannockburn, and I suppose it was just a little bit of good fortune because Shane Andrews was 25 metres away from his opponent and the ball fell in his arms from the long handball.
Yes, well, as I say, they're flooding the back line there, and there was good running by Matty Dillon. He was able to run probably 50 metres with it and get it to Shane Andrews.
In the middle, Gaylard gets it down, but Rees picks it up for Bannockburn, kicks forward. The drop of the footy is Matt McNamara. He kicks it off the ground, gained 40 metres toward the boundary. In good position there is Hickleton. Well, he dodged his way out of a tackle, but unfortunately was over the boundary line. So the ball out of bounds on centre wing, in front of the change rooms here at Shell Oval. The ball comes back in. Gaylard and Lister. Gaylard over the top, gets a tap down. Lazarick just back on the ground, went without it, but it comes into the arms of Ricky O'Toole to Eldridge. He thinks about a handball, then kicks it on the left foot. Looking for a contest at half forward. Lee Clifford, good roving, took the ball off the pack there, but he's immediately tackled by Matt Dillon. And Bannockburn with a handball to Perkins, get out of trouble temporarily to Malone Grant. He's kicked it along the boundary line, and it's again off the body of Lister and over the boundary line. It's sort of, a nothing finish, Laurie, isn't it now? 23 minutes into the final quarter. I think both sides have had enough and be pretty happy if the siren went.
Yeah, I think so. Interest will be now if we can get the ball to Chad River to kick a couple more goals, I think.
So the ball thrown in. Lister gets it forward. Big pack of players there. Malone Grant tries to crash his way through, can't do so. Kicks it long. It's to Shane Andrews, who's running pretty hard at it. He can't control it. And Matt McNamara, I think, let him know that he couldn't control it also. There's still a bit of fooling out there, Laurie. There's no doubt about that. So, again, out of bounds on centre wing. I think Matt McNamara is having a running gun battle with some Bannockburn supporters as well. It's from the throw-in, Lazarick to O'Toole. And that's Ricky. Has a bounce, runs to the centre. Oh, Dillon put the body on the line. Ricky O'Toole kicks straight into it. Matty McNamara. Matt Dillon, that might have hurt a bit because he's holding the ribs. The ball's come across the ground. Woods leads in the race for it. Unfortunately, it doesn't bounce kindly for him. Bennett looking for a free kick. Finally picks the footy up. He's, well, probably took the easy way out, Laurie. I think ran over the boundary.
Yep.
So,
Throwing the ball.
well, the umpire, bit of a good effort for Woods, a bit of persistence there. The kick has gone to the lead at half forward, but off hands, it's over the boundary line and out between wing and half forward on the western side of Shell Oval.
So a boundary throw in. Lister works his way down there. Rob Walton will do the work for Corio. So 76 points of difference here. Corio keep their unbeaten record intact. Walton towards Ricky O'Toole. On hands and knees, can't get rid of it. Dabrowski, little soccer tactics, got the handball free. Now goes close to the boundary line again, and in fact out. There will be another boundary throw in. Stop looking at me like that, Eric. What's wrong? Oh, Struth.
So the ball, half forward flank for Bannockburn. As the boundary umpire prepares to put it in. At the back is Ricky Lazarick, gets the ball down to Ricky O'Toole. Handball back to team.
Bolchevic.
And you got a free kick for a high tackle, was it?
Yep. So Bolchevic will take it, left half back flank. No advantage paid there, so we'll come back to Bolchevic. Manning short, hasn't turned around yet there. Now he has. Spots Manning and Walton. They raffle it. Walton wins. Plays on from half back, goes towards centre half forward. Clifford runs back with the flight of the footy and takes the mark. Plays on quickly, 50 metres out, drills the ball to Keating over his head. Oh, Rivet, if you don't mind. Great pick up, handball though, left a little bit. Matt Malone Grant, wrapped up by a couple, loses the footy. Now Eldridge on hands and knees. Fighting hard for it, Rivet picks it up again. The big man has missed it.
He just swung him off it, Lily. In all fairness to Chad, I think that he just got a little bit on him.
He did, and it was out of bounds on the full.
I agree with Barry O'Toole.
Was that a point?
Of course it was. It was a metre and a half inside the behind post. So both goal umpires, I might loan them my glasses perhaps.
It is getting dark here though.
But I suppose the problem is the goal umpires need to run across, don't they?
Aaron Broom goes out towards Giles, and Bennett's in there as well, and it will be out of bounds for a throw in.
I suppose it's pretty difficult. The ball sometimes comes into the goals that quickly. The goal umpires haven't got a great chance to move the 15 metres or whatever it is.
So a boundary throw in. Lister punched away by Gaylard, goes towards the boundary line again, and it will be a throw in on half forward flank. Don't forget, we'll have the final siren thanks to Australian Treaded Pine at the conclusion of this game. Our wrap of the day in football from the ruck contest. Handball goes back towards Dabrowski on centre wing. Handball towards the call of Walton. His handball towards a standing start. Eldridge still on centre wing. His handball back towards Ricky O'Toole. Loses the footy around Ryan, but picks it up again. Goes with a right foot tumbling punt towards Barry O'Toole. Good attack, Aaron Broom. Did well and goes back towards centre wing. Hickledon stands there, gets a bit of a shepherd from Rees as well and takes the mark. On centre wing, chips the ball over the top's okay. Ryan by himself can play on now. Take a bounce, settle himself. He's got Andrews by himself. He goes in that direction. McNamara makes up a bit of ground, but Andrews has taken the mark. Still 50 metres out from goal. In fact, probably kicking from 55. Half a lead on, but he chips it over the top to Rees, who's made some ground. And we thought about chipping it to Pilgrim, but he elects to go back or shoot for goal from 40 metres out. Pretty acute angle, close to the boundary line.
Just had a three-quarter time from East Geelong. Apparently a fairly lengthy delay through injury out there. It's 23-19 to 2-8 East Geelong's favour, but could be a very late finish apparently.
So Rees pops it up high in towards the goal square. Andrews used the body, no mark taken, off hands, still about 10 metres out from goal. Booley, King wants to see it through for a rush behind and does so to Bannockburn. So they go to 8-12-60 and they trail Corio 21-8-134. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. Nearly finished, 28 minutes played.
So King chips in short to Bolchevac, and it's getting quite dark out here at Shell Oval, but Bolchevac kicks long towards half-back flank. Big pack there, over the pack, nobody can take the mark. White can't handle it either. Picking the, well, pushing the back surely, no, not paid by the umpire. Now it's all Corio. Manning, handball to Lazarick, he's clear. He takes his time, the lead has come from Rivet and takes the strong chest mark. So he's within 50, certainly a chance to kick the distance. And Chad Rivet, who has 5 to his credit, and he's been a revelation in 4 weeks, hasn't he? He's come back into the side and seems to be able to get a regular bag for the Corio team. Moves in. He's kicked across the face of the body and the goals, and might need perhaps to have just a little bit of tuition, Laurie. That's his third behind. It is the ninth for the Corio side. 21-9, 135. They lead Bannockburn 8-12-60. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 29 minutes gone.
Henderson kicks in and finds Hickleton on defensive 50. Good mark again from Sam Hickleton. Goes towards centre wing, pops it up for Andrews. Dabrowski, McNamara from behind. A big thump away and out of bounds, off hands free, throw in.
He is the dead set fair income defender, isn't he, Matt McNamara?
Oh, great player. Great player. If he didn't play last week, his form come back today after an injury has been very, very good.
So a boundary throw in, centre wing, out of side. Walton. Neither ruckman getting an effective tap. Falls to the back to Eldridge. Dodges a couple, goes with the right foot long towards Barry O'Toole against Broome. Good punch away by Broome. Charles is there as well. Tries to tap it back. Manning over his shoulder towards goal. Hickleton sees it through for one behind to Manning. So they go to 21-10, 136 Corio. They lead Bannockburn 8-12-60. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard.
So we await the ball to be returned to Robbie Henderson, who will kick in on this occasion for Bannockburn. Very close to final siren as Henderson now decides to come to the western side, looking for Ash Perkins. Over the top was Lee Clifford, but the man in front will be paid the mark, Ash Perkins, for Bannockburn, and the benefit of being in front, of course. Well, he chips it pretty ordinary, looking for Darren Ryan. Ricky O'Toole attacks the player, attacks the footy. He's held without the footy. Play on, said the umpire. Handball from Manning to Lazarick. Over to Walton. Walton runs to 50. A magnificent kick from Robbie Walton. Oh, Barry O'Toole was going to take the mark, but Robbie Walton wouldn't have kicked a lot of goals in his career, I wouldn't have thought, but he's got one today. 22 goals, 10. The Corio team, 142. They lead Bannockburn 8-12-60. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. In fact, that is the final score. So just repeating the final score. Corio, 22 goals, 10, 142, have defeated Bannockburn, 8 goals, 12, 60.
And in that final term, Corio kicked 5 goals, 2, while Bannockburn managed 2 goals, 3. And in the end, it was an 82-point win to the Corio side. Goal kickers for the Devils, 5 to Chad Rivett, 4 to Shane Manning, and 3 each to Barry O'Toole and to John Keys, 2 to Lee Clifford, and singles to Darren Bennett, Rob Walton, Amon Charles, Judd Gaylard and Steve Rickett. While for Bannockburn, 3 to Shane Andrews, 2 to Tom Mullane Grant, singles to Nathan Lewis, Steve Booley and to Sam Hickleton. But a big win to the Devils. They remain undefeated, 8-0 on the competition ladder, and a big 82-point win to them this afternoon. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the final siren thanks to Australian Treader Pine. Our wrap of the day in football, one upset we've already heard of. We'll give you that score and all the others, and we'll have our Carrington Hotel player of the day and much more on the other side of this break. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.